We move away from one legendary circuit and go to another. Bye-bye Silverstone, hello! One of the best racetracks in the world. It's the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps here in Belgium. At 7 kilometres, it's the longest track on the calendar, and it forms round 10 of the 2026 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. It's round 10 of the season, but now we're hearing fresh rumours about the no longer going to happen Bahrain and Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and also the possibility that Qatar and Abu Dhabi will be cancelled, which could lead to a major reconstruction of the championship with possible races coming in from the Portugal and even Barcelona side of things. We'll keep you up to date. Either way, it's Hungary before the summer break next up, then we go on to the Netherlands, and it's Italy, Spain, Azerbaijan, Singapore, United States, Mexico, Sao Paulo and Las Vegas, the last confirmed races on the calendar, and then 4 still question marks. What is going to happen in the 2026 season? Let's take a look around the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. 7.004 kilometres, 4.352 miles, 19 turns and 4 active aero zones. It is the longest track on the F1 calendar. All starts with getting a good exit through the final corner of the bus stop, getting on the power early and setting up for a straight line run down into turn 1 at La Source. Down on the brakes to second gear, 75 kilometers an hour, hit the apex and then gently push the throttle down. You won't lift until you get down into the La Combe chicane. Down all the way now through Eau Rouge, flick the car left, up the right and then over the crest at Radion. Down now with active aero open through the Camel Straight. 335 kilometers an hour is the top speed in 8th gear before you lift off to save battery into the La Combe chicane. Down 4th gear, accelerate as the track rises up to its highest altitude point as you come through Malmedy. Drop down in towards Ravage, a very tight, low hairpin that swings down to the right. Feels like you're going around a corkscrew, and then you flick through the Jackie X corner at turn 9. Down now to one of the most famous parts of the circuit, it's Pouhon. Flick the car in through turns 10 and 11, drop down from 6th to 7th gear. Up now, you rise up the speed towards the Fagnes chicane, or as the locals call it, Piff Paff. The change of direction to the right and then the left. You can carry so much more speed in here, but these new Formula 1 cars, you have to lift off to save the battery, otherwise you're out of it as you enter Stavelot. It's very hard to get the apex right there in these new cars. The rear steps out with no rear braking. Through canvas, and then you're heading towards the curve de Port Frere. You're on deployment, you're on maximum power as you flick the car through, as you approach the fearsome Blanchiment. Flat out, 8th gear, struggle a little bit of speed down, about 175 miles an hour before you're rising uphill towards the bus stop chicane again. 2nd gear corner as you flick the car through the overtake detection point, through now over the line, activate, open, and that's a lap of the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. 7 kilometres, done easily. Welcome to qualifying for the 2026 Belgium Grand Prix here at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. We're about 9 minutes away from the session getting underway, and who knows what's going to happen. We are all set. Interesting enough, Max Verstappen, who is one of the most successful drivers here in recent years, is without a win in the opening 9 race weekends as he looks to bounce back from 2 retirements in a row. Lewis Hamilton looks to bounce back from contact in practice 3 with the barrier. He looks like he is going to get out on time. Amazing work been done by the Ferrari mechanics, and Mercedes look to do battle with the rest of the field to take the top spot. It looks to be Antonelli at the current moment. Well, hello everyone, welcome up into the commentary box. Josh Birch here alongside with Owen as well, and Megan's going to make her way into the booth shortly. Owen, good afternoon. All set to go for qualifying, and, well, I don't think practice has really told us much. Everyone seems to be holding back, everyone seems to be just lifting and coasting, and everyone's sort of betting on that man there, Kimi Antonelli, on taking another spot. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, good afternoon, Josh. And like you say, yeah, practice was limiting on the data that we have here. It's going to be very interesting to see how they manage the energy over a lap. That's going to be the key thing, is how they manage the ERS. Because if you go to that final sector without much ERS, you are going to get swarmed on the delta in comparison to the rest of the field. So that's going to be really, really important to see how they manage the energy. But I think, from what we saw in practice, what we do know is, like you say, Kimi Antonelli still looks very, very strong. Was on was fastest time by about 1/10 and a half in that session. But it's gonna be a good one, because I think also Red Bull will be up there. I think Ferrari, if they put it all together, could be back up there. Like you said, Lewis Hamilton is going to participate in this session, so it's going to be very, very interesting.
All set to go, ready for qualifying. Omi's in the background. He's going to be covering a couple of other series. Megan's just on her way in to the commentary box now to get started. We have now gone green out there on the circuit, but in terms of how the championship currently looks coming into this weekend's state of play, you can see on your screen there alongside us, it's Antonelli on 179 points, Russell 154, Hamilton 147, Leclerc on 108. They are the 5 drivers who have won Grand Prix this year. Lando Norris has won a sprint. He's the only other winner on the calendar as well, down in 5th position. Max Verstappen is 7th as well. As he said earlier, 9 races without having a victory here. That's going to affect them. Constructors Championship, Mercedes on 333, Ferrari 255 coming into it. Then we get McLaren 179, Red Bull 128, Alpine on 60, Racing Bulls 59, Haas 21, Williams 11, Audi on 6. But no points at the moment on the board for Cadillac. Aston Martin do, however, have 1. Let's head back to Sai. It's coming up for them for the Belgian Grand Prix qualifying. Welcome to qualifying at the longest track on the Formula One calendar. At over 7 kilometres, Spa-Francorchamps qualifying means one of 2 things. A lot of waiting around, a 2-lap max shoot, and then we do it all again about 3 times over. Welcome to the most grueling, demanding, historic circuit on the calendar. It's Spa-Francorchamps. Elevation changes at 102.2 metres. 4.352 is the mile length. 4 active aero slots. First ever winner here was Juan Manuel Fangio in the official F1 Championship, but we've been racing here since 1926. It's 1925, I should say. 100th anniversary last year, 101st this year. By no means is it its 100th Grand Prix event. We've had numerous years where Spa was ruled out from running and then came back. It's off on more times than anything else. So this is the penultimate time we're going to be here, because next year we go into the rotation. So 2027, then we'll go in 2029, 2031 and 2033. We'll have the odd numbers here at Spa, and then the even numbers will come in as well at other parts of the track. I'm Joshua Birch, alongside me in the commentary box is Owen. Megan's on her way into the booth as well, and we're all set, I think, Owen, for a good qualifying session. There's a lot of anticipation in the air about who's fast and who's not, who's been sandbagging, and we generally don't have a clue. The 3 practice sessions hasn't given us much of anything.
No, we absolutely don't have a clue. The only things we know is that Antonelli looks good as per usual. Red Bull are fast if they can sort their downshifts and upshifts out with some setup changes, and then Ferrari looked pretty good in the middle sector, and that's pretty much all the information we have on the regarding the top team. So it's going to be a fascinating qualifying session. I feel like it's one of the first of the season where we've not really had much of a running order set after practice.
Absolutely. We don't really have a clue about what is happening, so you're tuned into the broadcast expecting some experts to know what's happening. We don't, as things stand, but that's the way Formula 1 2026, I think, is operating. You sort of go in to the great unknown and sort of hope and pray you're going to know by the end of it. Now, update on Lewis Hamilton, who had a nasty shunt at the end of practice 3. They have changed the gearbox to an older spot. They've changed the rear suspension, changed the wing, changed the floor. It's all good. It's all legal. There shouldn't be too much of any penalties coming through. We're waiting for them to go out the pit lane, because we don't know exactly what they've changed until after they leave the pit lane. Then Ferrari give a document to Joe Barr, the FIA technical delegate. The technical delegate then gives it to the stewards. The stewards then issue a penalty if there's been any changes. So as things stand, Lewis Hamilton is ready to go, Owen, at the end of the pit lane, and that is an incredible feat.
Yeah, the mechanics have done a brilliant job there to get that done, because like you said, that was a nasty shunt. You know, he understeered in the middle sector, hit the barrier, and then ripped his rear wheel pretty much cleanly off, damaged the suspension as well, and like you said, they've had to change the gearbox and things like that. So it was an almighty job, and considering they only had 2 hours to do it, the mechanics have done a fantastic job. They
are worthy of a lot of joy and jubilation, I can tell you. They are going to definitely have the beers in later on with dinner, and then they can all party tomorrow as Isaac Hadjar, who faces a grid penalty, along with Lando Norris and Fernando Alonso for new changes to the power units. They are already going to start at the back of the grid. That does not, however, mean that they are not going to try in qualifying 1. Expect Alonso maybe to back off, but we are certainly going to see a lot of action coming forward with other drivers in mentalities, because you don't want to lose out on this front. That is almost a certainty. As we get the green light, and we are underway for the first part of qualifying here for the 2026 Grand Prix of Belgium. And now we can properly get up and running. And let's go down to Sky Race Control and join Bernadette Collins. And first of all, to Sky F1.
Because whatever he does once he's in Q3, it doesn't matter, because he's starting at the back of the grid.
You'd think so, wouldn't you, that they will play that game. It's not always that easy to choreograph, especially on such a long racetrack as this. But you would imagine Red Bull will try to use him to at least give Max a really good slipstream up to Le Combe. Then you want the driver out of the way then to give you an idea.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Bernie to come into it as IndyCar have started their practice session. We'll be keeping an eye on that up here in the commentary box as well, just to make sure that we don't miss anything over there. But we're in, I think, for an interesting start procedure here for the practice and qualifying, as they're just holding on. Not many people out there at the moment. Stroll, Bottas and Perez are the only ones to go out there, Owen. Everyone else sort of just staying put.
Yeah, well, you've got 18 minutes in this session to start with, to go out there. So a decent chunk of time, of course, with this circuit being a little bit longer, that 18 minutes is not going to be as much as it ordinarily would. But, yeah, I think they're just waiting to find a little bit of track space. You know, space on this track is really, really important to get your lap in.
Let's go down then to Sky Race Control, the pit wall. Bernie Collins is out there for us. What's the information you've got?
Bernadette, good afternoon.
Well, I've got news for you, Crofty. I'm actually not in the pit lane, I'm in race control. I'm next door to you. I'm just in a separate little box that you can't see me.
Hello, Bernie.
But hopefully this gives me more access to data, so that's great. But I wanted to quickly point out Perez, Bottas, Stroll that we have on track now. I think these three drivers potentially going to do 3 runs of a single time lap in each run. That's just about time for that here at Spa. It'll give them the best chance of trying to make positions in this Q1, or potentially can someone be quick enough to get to Q2 if there's a red flag or something. That would be optimistic, but that's potentially what they're trying to play with these 3 cars.
Thank you very much indeed. Did you like your flag, by the way, in the crowd?
Oh, I love a bit of support, Crofty. Love a bit of support.
Are you going to
Thank you very much to everyone out there. It's great.
Are you going to go and find them later?
Potentially not. I don't have no idea where they were, but let's see.
I can actually see through the window now in your little rabbit hutch. Are you on your own in there?
Well, I've got Mark, the side guy.
Tiny little boxes, aren't they?
They are the smallest commentary boxes of the season here in Spa. Comfy and bijou, I think, is the phrase.
They are the tiniest commentary boxes, though, in Spa, and the highest desks as well. They're up to your chin almost, so you're almost looking up at the monitors as they come into it as well, that we've been seeing. Perez, and obviously, you're opposite the start and finish line, so you can actually see the finish line just in front of you, because they're in the main grandstand building. Perez then on the lap time as he comes into it. Stroll and Bottas as well on the run. Perez doing a 31.021. Several cars now finally, though, are coming out onto the circuit, and they're queuing at the exit of the pit lane, just how we like to see it, coming in. Sergio Perez down into Ravage at turn 8, or Brussels, whichever one you would call it, then through Jackie Hicks, although Jackie Hicks doesn't like a corner being named after him, so we revert back to its previous name, which was Speaker's Corner. It doesn't actually have official name. It was always Speakers. Then through Puong, that's not disputed. Then it's the Fania Chicane, or would you like to call it Piff Taff? And then you come into Stavolo and Canvas before the curve to Port Frere, Blanchimont, and the bus stop, which isn't the bus stop anymore. It's a very confusing lap. I think history has been... There's too many name changes around this track, Owen, for history to keep up with.
Yeah, it certainly had multiple different names, and then, of course, the famous change to the bus stop chicane. Like you said, it's no longer really a bus stop. It used to be a left-right, didn't it? Instead, it's now a right-left. They've really changed that final corner here at Spa. Some would say for the worse, some would say for the better, depending on how you look at it. But Perez now coming to the bus stop chicane to complete his lap.
Bottas does a 150.011. Perez is a 149.307. So that's your benchmarkers to set out here at the moment in this qualifying session as the circus continues moving along. As we now see down in Puong, Max Verstappen, who is on a outlap. Several of the drivers are. As you can see on your timing tower, the blue indicators as well. That tells you... Oh, you can't see that on your one. That tells you if it's on an outlap or not. It's the in-pit. And then if the map is green, that's an outlap coming through. So you can see Antonelli on an outlap. Norris still in the pit lane. Everybody out there, though, on a set of soft compound tyre. That's what we were expecting. As we're on board with Lewis Hamilton. He has got out there on the circuit. But of course, Spa's, he couldn't have done it at a better time, because Spa's a circuit, Owen, where with it being so long, everybody doesn't go out for the first 5 minutes anyway. But he was ready to go when the light went green.
Yeah, I think they took advantage of the fact that no one likes to really go out early at Spa. Like Bernie said, they were going for a free run plan probably in Q1, so they were probably going to try and make it through on 2 sets, you would presume, if they can. They probably do 1 or 2 runs on 1 set of tyres and then go to a new one for the final run, as we now watch Max Verstappen through La Source and now heading up towards Eau Rouge. He is going to be in the hunt for pole position potentially after what we saw in FP3.
Hopefully should be as well. He's got the momentum. They've changed from the Macarena wing to a normal rear wing opener, similar to what we had last year's DRS system. Of course, with the front wing moving around, it's now the active aero deployment. But he's already controlling the car, was feeling better. Couldn't tell this morning if he was sarcastic or not in the qualifying, in the practice build-up. As well, whether he said, okay, the shifts are much better. I couldn't tell if that was sarcastic or not, because he didn't hear the radio. We only saw the text on the screen. So I'll interpret that as he was actually happier with it to come into the balance of things. So that's always a positive. Antonelli's got a 30.328 in the first sector as they come into it. A load of mini sectors coming up. Gazzy's got the second sector with a 48.169 coming into it as Megan Birch walks into the commentary box now. To come into it. I hope you've eaten as well with a bit of a. She's got a bit of a stomach. But are you okay?
You know I've eaten.
Oh yes, I gave you lunch. Yes.
Yes.
Mum made lunch.
I just occasionally get a bad stomach, unfortunately.
Oh hello. How are you?
Better now.
I've managed to plug that in just for today, but it will be gone tomorrow because we need the iPad charger.
Here, I'll give you your onboard.
Oh, you've got your onboards. I've got my iPad open as well. Who do you think's going to be on top in this session then coming into it?
The first one. I'm gonna say...
Well, Max has done a 1:45.9. Very good lap time as we need to get a few seconds back on our TV pictures there.
Kimmy for this session, but he won't get pole.
Well, over the line comes Antonelli and goes second fastest, 1:46.304 for him. Russell just behind Owen, and he goes up into third position. So you were right with what you said. Max back on top.
Yeah, he looks very, very strong. I think, like I said in Free Practice 3, I think if Red Bull and Verstappen are going to win a race this year, it will be at a low downforce circuit where the power unit is very, very important. And Spa is, of course, one of those with the long straights in the first and final sector. And if he doesn't win here, like I said, he could be in the running at Monza, at Vegas, somewhere where there are those really, really long straights, as now Charles Leclerc comes to the final corner to set his first time in the session, and we will get the first representative lap time of Ferrari.
Yeah, Hamilton's already half a second back. Leclerc's gone 1:46.376, so that is 0.446 off the pace. As Hadjar 0.189 off at the moment. He's already coming through, but he has a grid penalty, remember. Isaac Hadjar will be starting at the back of the grid no matter what happens out there. Norris has got a 10th-place grid penalty. Alonso will also be joining Isaac Hadjar in Brussels for a starting position. Over the line, Hamilton does a 1:46.502. That's seventh fastest. He's half a second away from Verstappen's time. Here comes Isaac Hadjar now over the line, and second fastest, 1:46.062. Typical the one weekend where Red Bull are actually competitive, and they've blown Hadjar's chances of going good stuff. A second to Jim McLaren's.
It's not exactly the greatest timings, is it? Of those two things happening. And that is Norris going right to the top with a 1:45.865. Maybe I do need glasses. I have not had water yet today, so...
Last 5 pole sitters here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Lando Norris in 2025, Charles Leclerc 2024 and 2023. 2022 for Carlos Sainz and Red Bull in 2021. But Max Verstappen was fastest in qualifying in 2024.
We lost a lot of temperature in the garage.
Albeit, you get the...
Here's an interesting thing about Formula 1 in the last couple of years. Max Verstappen, pole position in 2021, was fastest in qualifying in both 2022 and 2023 and 2024, but received grid penalties in every single one of those years, which always put a Ferrari on the front row. 2 for Charles Leclerc, 24 and 23, and 1 for Carlos Sainz in 22. But yeah,
maybe
2024, he received a 10th-place grid penalty, 5th-place grid penalty in 2023, and in 2024, he was required to start from the back of the grid. So they stopped it last year, and he was not on pole. So this year, he wants pole position for the first time since 21, despite being fastest in qualifying for numerous years.
And let's face it, when he won from pole position in 21, it wasn't exactly difficult.
No, he was George Russell who was supposed to be on pole position that day, and Russell could have got Williams' first win in 9 years at that point.
That didn't work out too well.
No, he finished second. In the race that never was, wasn't it?
In a 2-lap race.
Yeah, well,
you start on pole, you finish second.
Only 1 lap got classified at the end.
Really?
Yeah, 1 lap.
I'm gonna
One
move over
lap
here a
got
bit.
classified, and that got 12.5 points for Max Verstappen. And people moan about Abu Dhabi 2021.
Yeah, honest. Oh, I hated that half point system.
Honestly, that was the biggest scam of 2021.
Yeah.
Not the end of the championship. The fact that it got 12.5 points for just doing 2 laps. Did you just poke yourself in the eye with your iPod pen?
No, with my thumb.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
Like, do you know the knuckle of your thumb?
yeah. Oh, and we've had the first few runs then. Colapinto, Ocon, Perez, Bottas, Alonso, and Stroll in the drop zone. The biggest surprise, I'd say, is Colapinto in there.
Yeah, I mean, Alpine have looked okay so far this weekend. They're not looked as good as they have in previous races, but they've looked somewhere to be roughly around the midfield, maybe fighting for a point or two. But the biggest surprise for me is how far down Lewis Hamilton is. He's in 10th place at the moment, and 6.5 tenths nearly off of the pace of Lando Norris, who has the fastest time of the session. So that for me is the biggest surprise. But in terms of the drop zone, like you said, Colapinto is probably the only surprise there.
As we come into the situation at the moment, hello everyone, come off to Commonwealth's cam, as all the field come back into the pit lane, including Lance Stroll, who's still using that steering wheel, Megan, aggressively.
He really is.
That's worrying me most of all, isn't it?
What worries me is how high his knees are.
He's a tall boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Lance
He needs the bigger car at the front.
Yeah.
Can they just adjust that for him, please? Wait, how high are George's knees then?
George's feet are massive as well. Do you remember what Jess said last weekend? Was it last? No. Do you remember what Jess said last time she was in the commentary box with us about how he had to wear shoes 2 sizes too small?
Oh, he must be in pain.
To fit inside the Mercedes back in 2020 in Shakir.
Oh my god, he must have been in so much pain.
He nearly won that race, of course. It wasn't for the bad
He
pit
was driven
stops.
by the pain.
Yeah. So
It's like, if I'm gonna wear shoes too small, then
So here comes the second runs then of the qualifying session. Drivers going to head out there onto the circuit. So Antonelli from Bottas, Russell, Perez, Sainz, Lindblad, Lawson, and everyone else coming out at a crawling pace. Here comes Alonso, he flicked up there as well. See what I mean about the pit lane here? Being so critical at the exit. You can't go slow here.
no, you can't. Do you know what? This annoys me. The fact that the curve is so early coming onto the grid. You can't get it practiced out without stopping everything.
Technically, you're on the track now, so you should go faster. I don't know why
Yeah.
they're not accelerating away.
That should count towards our lap time.
Yeah. So, 4 rounds to go.
Random thought, we should put the dartboard up again.
Why?
We haven't played darts in years.
3 minutes to go. This is the problem, Owen, isn't it, with this type of circuit? We don't get many a run going on at one time. You've just got to wait for it and then go again.
Yeah, it's a much slower kind of circuit for qualifying than, say, Brazil, for instance, or Austria, some of the shorter laps of the calendar. But it's one where qualifying is not the most important thing. It's the race that's really, really important, in comparisons like Monaco, where qualifying is the most important part of the weekend. But yeah, it's a very, very slow qualifying session, Belgium.
This chair's horrible.
Take it back then.
No, I found the correct way to sit on it. Just because it's a circle.
Most chairs are.
Plus, it was a tenner. It does the job for a tenner. Just a little stool. When we fix the commentary box up, I'll get a new one. But this will do the job as just needing quickly to sit down. Might give it to Mum. She was on about having a chair in the kitchen.
Should be a perfect size.
Yeah, it would be. Antonelli up, Eau Rouge into Radion. Major slip actually by Rito Miata earlier on in the F2 race. Got sideways during Eau Rouge and Radion. Managed to save it.
Oh, that's good.
Complete sideways and he saved it. Unbelievable.
I reckon Kimi would have been faster in that sector just then. I heard a little bit of wheel scraping.
Yeah.
That would have cost him at least a tenth and a half, I reckon.
missed out on several time zones as we come through. He's already dropped a 10th though, Owen, in that first sector.
Yeah, he's not looking as strong as he could be, and through towards Pouon, he's gained a little bit of it back. He's about just under a 10th of a second off, 10th and a half now. So Verstappen's middle sector, or sorry, Norris's middle sector, looking really, really strong here at the moment. But it will be that final sector potentially where Antonelli can find a little bit more time.
Absolutely, he's only 7/10 back. Wow, Owen. This is not good from Antonelli. He was very quick in practice too.
Yeah, I do wonder. I wonder if he's on a used set of tyres. To be that far off, he's either aborted the lap or he's on a used set and cannot physically find any time on them. Because it didn't look like a bad lap at all. He didn't look like there were any major mistakes. As to the line he goes, and he improves in the final sector, but not really enough. Still 3/10 off his best as Russell goes on to a 46.185 in 4th place there.
Very good quick lap times coming through then as Carlos Sainz comes into the bus stop up towards the line, and Sainz goes... Oh, he stays where he is in 12th position. Not many people improving on these second runs, and this might be their last laps. Lindblad stays 5th. Lawson, 9th, stays 9th. Ocon, he's last, he should improve. 18th only. Behrman's 14th, improves 13th. So minimal improvements about these whole laps, and some of these are going out there on another used set of compound tyres, as Leclerc has gone out there on now another lap. Alonso stays 21st, but he's starting at the back anyway. Stroll, he'll get improved up the grid just by osmosis. As you see Piastri coming through into the bus stop. 10 seconds to go. He's 8th fastest, I think.
Right over pit lane line.
Yeah, he's 8th still. Checker flag coming out then here for qualifying number 1. Hulkenberg goes up into 12th position. I'm not seeing many changes. Hamilton goes 4th. That's our first big improvement. 146.124. Norris, Verstappen and Hadjar elected to stay in the pit lane. Gasly goes 12th, gets himself safe. Colapinto might find his way through here as he comes over the line and does so. Colapinto goes 14th. That puts Albon in the drop zone. Lance Stroll stays 22nd, but he'll start at least 19th on the grid with the grid penalties behind him.
I am surprised at that.
Personally, I think Lance Stroll being 4.3 seconds off the pace is quite alarming, and so is Alonso, 4.1 seconds back. Norris has topped the session. Nobody else is improving out there at the moment. No one has, apart from the flag. So that's it. That's Q1 done then here for the Grand Prix of Belgium. Albon's out, as well as Ocon, Bottas, Perez, Alonso and Stroll, as no one else is setting sector times alike. Them all down on the negatives. Albon misses out by 7 thousandths of a second here in qualifying. So it's Albon. Well, yeah, they've all got to still complete the checker flag, so Sky can't go to Nambrit legally right now, so they might do.
I bet you they will.
Yeah, they probably will. Owen, what do you make of that one? That was an anticlimactic session.
Yeah, not really. Not like you said, not really many improvements as they came across the line for their final runs.
Nice
Radio.
effort.
Yeah, copy. I tried to go closer to the cars in front, but didn't seem to make much of a difference, to be honest.
And sadly,
Yep, out of the first session then, it's Albon out from Ocon, Bottas, Perez, Alonso and Stroll, but there are still penalties to be applied as we go in towards qualifying number 2 for the Belgium Grand Prix. End of the first session then. Let's take a look at how they ordered. Norris fastest from Verstappen 2nd, Hadjar 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Russell 5th, Lindblad 6th, Leclerc 7th, Antonelli 8th, Piastri 9th, Lawson 10th, Bortoletto in 11th, Gasly 12th, Colapinto 13th, Hulkenberg in 14th, Sainz 15th, Behrman is out. Behrman stays 16th. He missed out by 7,000 seconds as Albon. Ocon is out, as well as Bottas, Perez, Alonso and Stroll. Not the ending as well. I think they're owing that people wanted. Oh, there's a spinning IndyCar down there as well. They put the caution out. Looks like David Malukas on the backstretch. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Over there in IndyCar, and just in IndyCar, by the way, to bring you information. David Malukas has spun and hit the wall at Nashville. He's broken off the rear wing. That's in our IndyCar coverage. You can watch alongside us here on JB Motorsports.
Brakes are smoking.
Yeah, so he's locked up.
So I am very surprised right now.
Oh,
that
it's empty. 15. It's 15:21. When was it? 11:46 last night.
Yeah, around about that.
So it's lasted 16.5 hours. So it was still cold. I think there's a sip left if you wanted it, just to prove it's still cold. That honestly, what is it? The Water ZSY.
Yeah, Watersy.
Watersy, WATERSY off Amazon is 100% worth it. That kept that drink cold for 16.5 hours.
And it's at most if you want to get certain things, it's 16, but we got ours for 12.
Yeah, just seen David Malukas lost it out of turn 2, went backwards, hit the barrier, and has knocked off the suspension. So that's a heavy crash for the youngster in the Penske. You can watch the IndyCar coverage live on JB Motorsports alongside us. Owen, what was your thoughts then on that session as we've reached the checkered flag?
Yeah, as I was saying before the team radio, anticlimactic one, not many people improved. I think that suggests that the tyres don't really hold up for a second run and are stronger across just a singular lap in the qualifying session.
Let's head back down to Sky F1 then, as we are still waiting for the start of Q2.
In Q1 for a 6th time in 10 qualifying sessions this season.
It was a bit too, I think.
Alex, you've been really strong all weekend. We just need to give you a better car, but it was good laps. We'll come back again.
Yep.
And he makes his way into the pits. On the pit wall is team boss James Vowles, who can join us live now. It was close, James, but sadly couldn't find that extra 7 milliseconds.
Yeah, you summarised it. The gaps are pretty fine margins at the moment. He was actually up relative to quite a few of the cars. The last corner wasn't perfect, but irrespective, my point still stands. We need to make a better car.
Carlos radioed in to say that it feels completely different to free practice 3. Can you put any meat on the bone for us on that?
We've changed quite a bit on the car. There was an offset between the two drivers most of the weekend. Some of it on Friday we can understand. We were trying different items between the two cars. And then in FP3, that car was a pretty sorted car, and as much as the spec was where we wanted it to be, and you still saw that gap between the two drivers. So we made some changes, did some component changes, and that looks as though it's put the car in a much better place.
And just for all the Williams fans watching, James, and there are many around the world, when does that better car arrive?
I think just making sure everyone's expectations are in check. We are doing a lot of work towards post-August break, but even then, I would say it will be a step forward, but the field is incredibly both tight and developing very rapidly, so hard to really predict where it's going to end up. But there's a lot of work going into that package. It's taking the factory and pushing us to the max.
Thanks ever so much, James. Hopefully speak to you after Q2. Let's see what Carlos Sainz can do.
Right, so you'll have to find him yourself. I know, but these look way too big.
Hello. LR44s. The one they recently ordered.
They're not recently ordered.
Well, where's the orders?
This is the orders.
Bear with us, viewers.
Right, so as I said, preparing for Q2. Obviously, only 16 of the drivers left. And yeah, they're generally not recently ordered because I don't think we ordered them.
I did order them. Oh, where the hell are they?
When did you order them?
That's a bit peculiar. They have actually disappeared. Oh, there they are. Bernie.
New set of soft for this session are Hulkenberg, Sainz and Behrman. Everyone else, if my numbers are correct, has 2 new sets of soft should they need to use them in this session. Obviously we expect the front runners to try and get through on just one and have 2 sets available for Q3.
Does that come?
Thank you very much, Bernadette Collins, as we come into it. Well, the best batteries I've bought have now disappeared. Right, I'll find them. I'll get some. Right.
My question is, who has ordered like a 20-pack of the car batteries, the car key batteries?
We did.
Why?
I think Mum's car battery's gone.
But we have another.
No, we've run out, and also Dad's blood pressure machine works on it.
I thought his blood pressure machine worked on AAA.
No, it works on one of those.
Then why the hell did we buy like 2 AAAs at Christmas?
Okay, anyway, we're underway, Owen, and no one wants to go out on the circuit yet for this next qualifying session.
Yeah, same story as pretty much same story as we saw in the first part of qualifying for Q2. They're not in a rush to come out, and that's quite usual for Spa. I think they'll probably come out around the 12-11 mark or so, and then we'll start seeing some laps being put. It's actually, no, we're going to get a massive rush now of cars coming out. There's probably, 10 or so cars coming out of the pits there.
That's very weird they've done it now. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Unless they think by the time they get out of the pit lane, it probably will be with 12 minutes to go. With all the hanging around you'll do. Although Colapinto's gone for it. Gasly's still leaving the pit lane now, but Colapinto's already at Radion. He has gone for it.
Jeez, he really... Hold on, let's get on board with him, actually.
Latest news, by the way, in IndyCar, if you're following that alongside us here on JB Motorsports, the wall is damaged. They are repairing it. It should take about 10 minutes. Oh. Yeah, Colapinto's gone for it on a flying lap already, Megs.
He really has.
Oh, no. Well, that's Max Verstappen.
Cheeky.
Had to get going because Gabriel Bortoleto wanted to lead the pit lane and Max was just stopped right in the front of the way. Now, is that an unsafe release? No, because Max had stopped in the fast lane and you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to just completely stop in the fast lane in the pit lane. The rules say you have to still be moving.
Yeah, I don't know why they all follow this, oh, let's stop completely their thing. It's just like... It's just going to slow you down. You have less time.
Oh, and it's like what we saw this morning, wasn't it? In the practice session where they just didn't close the pit lane or anything when we had Hadjar stuck at the end of it.
Yeah, maybe the stewards are being a little too lenient on these rules because, like we saw there was a massive pile up of about 6 cars just stopped in the fast lane and Bortoleto trying to come out. Verstappen had to get going because of it. So. It's been a really weird weekend for the regulations. They haven't really been particularly followed, have they?
No, even in Formula 2, we had, admittedly, a driver was 4 laps down because he stopped in the pit lane and was classified at one point as out, but he returned to the race, Nicola Verone, and the safety car was out. Now, by the letter of the law, he should have got at least 1 lap back as the lapped car.
Let me guess he didn't.
No, he did not. The race restarted with 1 lap to go. And he didn't get that lap back. So, how come he cannot follow it in Formula 1 and Formula 2 have the same safety car rules? How come he can not follow it in Formula 2 but have to follow it to the letter in Formula 1? The FIA is in a complete mess at the moment. There should be a uniform standard about safety car rules that are just not being followed right now. And that's been a hot debate here at the moment. Owen, what was your take on Silverstone ending behind the safety car? Did you feel like it should have been what did you feel like it should have been?
It was an anti-climax, and considering the fact they threw out the safety car ending screen, which apparently was a mistake, it could have been restarted. But I think, under the letter of the law, it shouldn't have been restarted because, of course, once they let the lapped cars go on lap 51, they then have to stay behind the safety car again for lap 52. However, by the time we got to the point where the safety car ending, in quotation marks, screen was up, the lapped cars were already halfway around the lap and were completely out of the way of what would have been the race. Yeah. So it could have been restarted, but under the letter of the law, it shouldn't have been restarted.
My personal opinion is that I state this now, and I know Will got in touch with me, and I know I haven't got back to you yet, Will, on a secondary matter, but it should have been a red flag. That was my opinion.
Yes.
Should have been stopped. But we'll see how that changes up in the future. What Race Control decide to do if we get that here in Spa as another venture of it. But right now, Antonelli's coming through the Fagnes chicane, and he's down in towards Stavolo now before coming into Canvas and the curve to Paul Frere. And now we're picking up with... Oh, that was Russell we were following. Apologies. We're now catching up with Antonelli. So, yeah, we were watching from a helicopter angle, and the computer said it was Antonelli, but we're now watching on board with Antonelli as he comes into the bus stop, up towards the line. Let's see what his benchmark is. He's on a brand new set of softs, and it's a 1:45, 1:42. Russell's right behind him. Now, that's the fastest time in the weekend so far from Antonelli. Is Russell going to join him? He's half a second away, but already, Owen, Antonelli pushing that pace on for Mercedes.
Yeah, 45.1 is a very, very strong time. It was roughly predicted we would get to the 44s in qualifying, and that now is starting to look a little bit more realistic than it was in practice earlier, as actually Max Verstappen has set a purple middle sector as he now will come around the final corner soon. Hadjar goes up into third by 45.8. So about 7/10 off Antonelli. But now here comes Max Verstappen. A 45.589 is his lap time. He's 4/10 off of Antonelli. So Red Bull looking strong once again, but Antonelli so quick here.
Good thing about Hadjar and Piastri going up into third place as well. But yeah, he's half a second away. 0.447. Verstappen is off to Antonelli. At Red Bull, you saw Hadjar put his hand up to acknowledge the Red Bull pit wall. So I wonder if we've got a radio issue there, because he's holding back. So he gives a bit of a tow to Max Verstappen. As we come through then, here comes Lando Norris. He's 13th fastest, goes second, 1:45.454, so he's 0.3 of a second away. Here comes Charles Leclerc, and he's second fastest. He improved a second on that lap alone. It's a 1:45.397. Hamilton goes fourth, Hulkenberg 13th, but Hamilton 4/10 away, and all of a sudden the top... Yeah, you see the top runners now starting to close back up again. And McLaren thought that they had the fourth fastest car here. Right now, it's the third fastest car. Verstappen's dropped to fifth. Hadjar's dropped to ninth. What an insane session. Go on, Owen.
And where on earth has Ferrari's pace come from? They looked miles off it about 10 minutes ago, and all of a sudden they've found some really good pace. As Antonelli says, the balance has come together much nicer, so he's clearly much happier with that Mercedes than he was in that first session. But yeah, where has the pace come from for Ferrari?
They have been working so hard, and especially for Lewis Hamilton, who's managed to avoid a grid penalty because he doesn't have to change the engine, just a gearbox change, and that starts now.
Very lucky.
He's gone back to a previous gearbox, and now the cars are in Parc Fermé, so you can't change them going into the race tomorrow.
I'm still surprised that they were able to actually get that fixed in time.
Me too, actually. Of all the things I was surprised about, it was the efficiency of the Ferrari mechanics.
So by the time it would have got back to the pit lane, they would have only had 2 hours to work on that.
Fine, so we're not eating Brambella. I remember Brambella spinning in order to, after James Hunt passed him in 1976 at the Japanese Grand Prix, watching the highlights. Obviously after, I wasn't born in 1976, so I just remember watching it, and I've done my research on Formula 1 over the years. I know. Piastri's to the weighbridge. Piastri's got to go to the weighbridge.
A lot of them have gone to the weighbridge for some reason in qualifying so far. I saw Lewis go there once. I saw Stroll. Everyone I went on board with went to the weighbridge.
You're cursed, Megan.
Possibly.
Yeah, but the one thing is, you don't want to have a weighbridge at Spa or Vegas. Actually, the longer tracks. Is that broken?
I think those are broken.
Oh,
they put something underneath.
It's the dummy track. I thought, what was flapping around there on the side of Liam Lawson's car? But it's the dummy flap coming into it. So all cars are back into the pit lane then, as we await what happens next.
This track looks like either a drill or a hot glue gun.
A little bit of both?
Yeah. So someone's put a hot glue gun and put nails into the ends of it so they can drill. Actually, that's not a bad idea.
So the track falls silent again as I punch myself in the face with my microphone.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. So you ready to see?
I hate it when the track falls silent.
You always know when silence falls on a racetrack.
Yes.
Nothing good ever happens.
No.
Bernie Collins.
Doing strategy here. You would say to yourself, okay, P8, we might have to sacrifice here, but in terms of the actual time that those need to make up, is George Russell safe?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Crofty. So there's 3 drivers out there that did that first run unused. They're Hulkenberg, Carlos Sainz and Behrman. They're the ones that are unused. So if we look at, let's say, Lawson and P11, his gap to Hulkenberg around 5/10. I don't think he can get that with a second new tyre run. So that's what the Mercedes pit wall will be looking at. So I think they'll feel they're safe as we watch Hajar go on the new, but I think they'll feel they're safe and maybe do a used run, but try and hold on to those 2 new sets for Q3.
It's a tricky one, Martin, because you've got to be in it to win it, and you don't want to miss out.
No, especially if the track get a bit of evolution on the track, it cleans up a bit. Temperatures will we're now 25 to 5 in the evening, so you're getting close to happy hour there, where everything starts to cool down a little bit. So it's a nervy time, particularly for Piastri and Russell in there.
Well, he's gone out, George Russell, already, as has Isaac Hadjar. Bernie, you've got the data run in front of you. New or used for George?
Well, actually, my data's come up as unknown, so stand by, Crofty. Stand by. I'll go the onboard. I'll come back to you.
It's just showing now, I think, is used on something we've got in here, but Piastri definitely was on brand new tyres.
Yeah, used, I'd agree for Russell with. I'd agree with Martin.
Interesting that McLaren have gone the other way. See, this is you get all the data, but then it's down to interpretation.
Yeah, it's
and
used.
Preference and choice.
And are you going to wing it or not?
No, hang on. Piastri's on brand new. Russell's on the used.
Various teams and drivers have missed out when they think they're safe and they're not.
Yeah, they've come an absolute cropper. As I mentioned, Max Verstappen 4/100ths a second away from being knocked out in Q2 in Austria because they decided to put on a set of used soft tyres for his second run.
Yeah, used tyres are not great, Owen, are they? Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to just fall down the field on them. They're never good for a second run. Qualifying tyres are sort of different, aren't they? You set them up wrong. Different air pressures to what you'd have in the race for them and everything.
Yeah, and I think used tyres we saw, they're not incredible. In that first part of qualifying, most of the drivers probably went out on a used set, especially the top teams. The top teams probably wanted to try and get through on just a single set of soft tyres, so some were probably on used tyres once again, so then they're not the tyre for a second run because you've scrubbed the best of their grip off them already.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go out there for a qualifying session with them. It's just, it's going to lead to kind of like chaotic lap times. It's going to, when you actually want to have a more concentrated one, like you want to concentrate on it more, and it's, let's face it, around here especially, most of the time used tyres have gravel on it.
And are destroyed by the time you get round for another run, because it's a 7-kilometre lap for an out lap. That's 7 kilometres you're putting on the tyre stress.
8 times out of 10, you're going to touch the gravel down. Where's that place where that keeps touching the gravel? I know the place, I don't remember what the name
Stavolo,
was.
Fania.
I think it's Stavolo.
Yeah. This is the Fania chicane now.
Yeah, it's Stavolo, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and there's the exit coming down to Stavolo now.
Yeah,
Stavolo.
That place is just evil.
Who was that? What was that?
That's a bird.
He's like a man running across the track. But first lap time's coming on then to the end of the session. But yeah, I agree with you because as I was saying, usually it's a 5.3 kilometres a lap, 3.3 kilometres. This is 7 kilometres. So every run you're doing about 21 kilometres on those tyres.
So then you get like chaotic lap times going in, and Hadjar almost lost it there.
And we're a step softer this year as well coming into it.
I hate that fact.
Hadjar over the line, and he's in a bit of worry now because he's a 1:45.823. He's 9th fastest. Gasly, Colapinto and Sainz looking much faster. Over the line then with 10 to go. Gasly doesn't improve. He's out of qualifying. But he might. We've got a slippery surface flag, sector 15. There might be gravel, Megs. And that's at Stavolo. Exactly where you were.
It hurt me.
Over the line then, Carlos Sainz stays 15th, clear in the sector 15. Russell's over the lap time now and stays in 8th position. Behrman is 16th and no improvement. Charles Leclerc is P2. He didn't need to go again. He's the only one inside the top 5 who has. And he's used a used set of tyres anyway, so doesn't improve on the time. Lindblad's P6. Don't think he's going to improve. Nope. And I think that's it, really. As Hulkenberg goes 14th, exactly where he was, improves time, not position. Sadly, that seems to be all that they wrote. Over the 9 now comes Gabby Bortoletto, P10, stays 10th. Next up, Liam Lawson, he's P11, he stays 11th, and he's 38 thousandths off of Bortoletto. Piastri's backed off. Gasly and Colpit's already completed their lap times and not set anything in the first sector. That's it. Anticlimactic again, Owen.
Yeah. I think that really does show those drivers that go out on used set of tyres, they're not going to be making any major improvements. Maybe they might improve by a few hundredths, but we saw most drivers that improve but stay in the position they were originally in. So I don't think used tyres are going to be the way, and those that have saved 2 sets of soft tyres for the Q3 are going to have a massive advantage.
End of the session then, as we continue on the world feed. What did you see, Megan?
Gasly. Oh, is it finished?
Oh, yeah. Flags out, mate. Right, here's the results then from qualifying 2. Antonelli is fastest, from Leclerc 2nd, Norris is 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Verstappen 5th, Lindblad 6th, Piastri 7th, Russell 8th, Hadjar 9th, and Bortoletto 10th. So they go through to the next part of qualifying. Don't forget Hadjar's to start from the back of the grid. So that actually puts Lawson 10th on the grid, plus Norris is 10th place. So that's Bortoletto 8th, with Lawson 9th, and Gasly rounds out the top 10. And Nico Hulkenberg has stopped.
Nico, people to be on.
Nico Hulkenberg. Megan, right, we've got to get a flag, and Megan's been on Nico Hulkenberg. Nico Hulkenberg has stopped at the exit of turn 9, which is the Jackie X corner, coming down into Pouhon, and he's getting out of the car. Q3 is going to be delayed, but Nico Hulkenberg has stopped, Megan.
Oh, of all the people for me to be on, it had to be the one that stopped.
He's getting out of the car now, and the marshals are already helping them push it out of the way. So I don't think we're going to need that long of a delay unless there's oil on the circuit. But Nico Hulkenberg in the Audi, who is 14th, has come to a stop on the circuit.
I think he might have spun it as well. I don't know.
I can't quite. Well, we didn't see, did we? His tyres
do kind of look.
Yeah. How long were you on board with Nico Hulkenberg for?
The entirety.
Well, I wish one of us could have looked down and see it, because I just saw the double yellows coming out.
I've been on board with him since they came out of the pit lane.
Well, that's good timing. We're watching it now. I know, Owen, you can't see it, but it's on race control, on which Megan's got it on up here in the box. They're pushing it now behind the barrier. He stopped it, Megan, at the right point on the track.
Yeah.
I don't know. And we've got double yellows now at 12
We'll
and
get
13.
a replay when they come back from ad break, obviously.
Yeah, double yellow at Fania. So there's gravel on the circuit. This is going to take some time. Q3 is delayed.
I thought it would be. But thankfully, it's right next to a marshal point, so it's where you want to stop, really.
At least he's pushing it back through to come into... Right, here we go.
At least it's not in the next session. That would have been...
Nico Hulkenberg is out of qualifying already, but he's now out of the car, and the session's going to have to be delayed. There is a problem on the circuit. He has got out of the car and stopped, and that is just outside of a marshal point, down towards Pouhon. And now we are in a bit of a waiting zone.
That's delayed.
Yeah, so it is massively delayed because they've got it behind the barrier now. But Owen, not the great thing for Hulkenberg. He's out of the session. Here is the onboard.
Oh.
Sorry, Nico. Right. We need to stop the car. We have a hydraulic leak.
So hydraulic leak, Owen, which means that we're going to have a delay because they need to check the track for fluid as well.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but unfortunate. That's what has to happen. Yeah, like we said, it just broke. Hydraulic leak, and then he just had to stop the car. Very unfortunate for Hulkenberg.
Nico's currently waving at the crowd.
Good on Nico Hulkenberg. Double yellows out. Let's head down to Sky F1 then during the red flag, or the delay period.
The start of Q3. We haven't got a resumption time as yet. It does mean as well that Gabriel Bortoletto, who was through to the final part of this qualifying session, has levelled up the head-to-head battle at Audi. 5 apiece now between Nico Hülkenberg, who's only reached Q3 once this season in Barcelona, and his teammates. Liam Lawson missed out for the first time in 5 qualifying sessions on a place in the top 10. We can head down to the Sky Pad. Karun Chandog.
Thanks, Rofty. Let's take a look at George Russell, because he was nearly 6 tenths away from Kimi Antonelli there. And I'm trying to see if there's any obvious mistake. He gets through La Source pretty okay. No real dramas there. We'll scooch this along. And I had a look just on a side-by-side comparison. And just in terms of the positioning with Antonelli, you know, it seems okay. And then looking through the balance here, he just doesn't seem to have the body language of the car is not attacking the track, it's not attacking the corners with the same confidence that Antonelli seems to be doing. He's waiting a little bit more in terms of just being able to open the wheel up and roll the speed out. And we've seen this trend all weekend. He's been a little bit behind. Let's get down to Pouon and have a look here. We use that marker board, and you can see Antonelli just in those corners, by being able to hustle a bit more, is now ahead. So just play along, actually. We'll do it in the side-by-side. And Antonelli's able to just get to those apexes a bit more. He's able to get the rear of the car rotated, open up the wheel a bit better than George. And this has been a trend, I feel, all through this weekend. He's just been at one with the car and being able to attack it in a way that we haven't seen George able to do. And this kind of reminds me of Miami, doesn't it? Where he was behind. Look how far behind, using that curb on the left, how far behind now George has dropped in that middle sector of the lap. In the last sector, it really is just the bus stop chicane. But you still have to think nowadays. In the past, it used to be you just drive along comfortably flat out. Now they have to think about the deployment and the way they go about it. And I think Antonelli, again, has just got a better way with this car. And he's got this challenge, I think, for George. The challenge is Antonelli's growing so much in confidence. Just look at the way he gets on that curb. Watch his hands there. There's a tentativeness with George in the way he turns the wheel. Antonelli, woof, straight in there. He's just got tremendous confidence to hustle this car around. And it's really paying dividends. I spoke with Mercedes about Q1 because we were a bit confused, weren't we, about why he was a bit down in Q1. He was, in fact, 4 tenths slower, Crofty, than his free practice 3 time, I should say. He was actually slower in Q1. They say it was to do with the track temperature being different. The rear tyres were a bit too hot in Q1. They found a way to build them up for Q2, and that is the result. Thank you.
Brilliant analysis on the side-by-side there to show the difference between the two drivers, and none more so than into that final chicane. You know, and Kimi's just like, yeah, we'll give it everything. I know exactly where this is going, and the momentum goes with it as well.
George has always had quite a smooth style, very Jensen Buttonish, I would say, in terms of how he likes to sweep the steering wheel. But whatever he's doing, it's just not paying him back as well as it's paying Kimi Antonelli back. And I agree with you, it's a very nice analysis. 1.5
minutes just under until qualifying resumes at 10 to 5 local time here, after that slight delay while the marshals did a super job to get rid of Hülkenberg's Audi, which will be delivered back to the pits at some stage. So here we go then. Time to go for pole position. Someone's got a Fernando Alonso flag to go with the Bernie Collins flag. The saintly similarities are all there, to be honest. So pole hasn't won here in any of the last 4 Belgian Grand Prix.
No, that's right, because Max Verstappen in 21 was the last time a victory was taken from there. Max, however, did have pole effectively in 22 and 23, where he did actually win those races he got lost out for pole position for. Hamilton won in 24 because of Russell's penalty. And then Piastri won it as well from 25th. The pole position was Lando Norris last year as well. So it's a bit of a weird one. 20 seconds to go until we get the green light. I'll ask the picker poles in a second from these two up here in the box, as 13 minutes will be the distance for the next session. Just a reminder, we've also got the NASCAR Craftsman's Truck Series race coming up at 5 o'clock with the lights going, or green flag going out at 5:48. Green light though here, and we're underway for the third and final part of qualifying for the Belgium Grand Prix. And out they will all come, 13 minutes and 10 cars. Owen, who's your pick for pole position then as we head out there?
You know what? I'm going Max Verstappen, and I say this because they have Hadjar in Q3, and of course, no matter what happens, Hadjar is starting last. So they're probably going to use Hadjar to give Verstappen a tow in the first sector, which is why I think Verstappen could get pole here.
They've gone out in that very order. Hadjar's gone out, and then Verstappen's right behind him, just enough to give him a tow. Megs, as Lando Norris has stopped in the pit lane, who are you thinking we're going to see?
Not him, apparently.
Is Lando actually okay?
I don't think he is, no.
He's
whatever it was
now.
back.
Yeah, that car was completely in shutdown. Go on, Owen.
No, I was just saying he was literally creeping down the pit lane once he got going.
Just moving down. He's a Minecraft mover, isn't he? By the way, you better get on with that house tomorrow.
I know.
And Monday.
I know. I'm going to get on with it.
Good. Our nephew's birthday is on Wednesday.
I'm also going to make an observation deck on the sea.
I'll charge up the controller then, and we can get it set.
I'm going to make different levels then. It's all going to be glass.
Our nephew at Christmas requested an underground base in Minecraft that was under the sea. Megan's having to build it, and is building under the sea. That's going to be very difficult. Right, this is Piastri. Oh, and there's a Audi trying to force his way in there, and Piastri's not happy.
Right there.
Audi was about 3 unsafe places in one, I think.
He did have his wheel over the white line, so therefore had the right to go and push into the queue.
He certainly was clear of the white line, as you say, with a tyre. So
yeah, he was clear of it, but there's a moral aspect there as well. The fact is that you can't just barge your way in when there's cars coming through. It's not like a traffic system.
Crashes.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I think Max.
You're going with Owen for Max on pole.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I'm
have a
just
look.
hopeful, wishful thinking. Who do you think?
For pole position, Antonelli. I think Antonelli's going to have pole, personally. Hadjar's, I don't know why we're focusing on Isaac Hadjar's lap, considering the fact that it's not going to be a pole position one, because he's going to have it taken away. We need to be watching Max Verstappen's sector times. And already, if you're taking a look at it, Max Verstappen, 2 mini sectors in a row, but Antonelli, he's getting the toe off of Verstappen, and he's getting 3 in a row. So the mini sectors are going their way. But, Owen, is this what you predicted for Hadjar to head out there and then Max follow him, and he's already done 30.5?
Yeah, I feel like he's a little bit too far away, though, from Hadjar for it to really matter. I think they want Hadjar a little bit closer for the final run, maybe 6 seconds apart or so to really maximise that toe. I think you want Hadjar a little bit closer.
Yeah, because right now, Verstappen's giving a toe to Antonelli perfectly. He's cleaning the air up in front of him. Hadjar's taken off. He's already at Fania. Verstappen's already coming out of Pouon. So there's a massive gap there that needs to be taken. What is the gap? 12 seconds. Ah, here we go, look.
He's backed off.
Here we go. Hadjar's backed off now. Owen, you've got it perfectly right. He's now going to accelerate, and he's going to tow Max Verstappen round, is he? He's gone. Yeah, Hadjar's gone. Hadjar has gone, and he is now accelerating hard, and he is giving the tow to Max Verstappen through Blanchimont. Owen has got this one perfectly right in commentary, mate. You said it was going to happen, and he's doing it.
How in the world?
You pull out of the way. Max goes past him for the bus stop. Red Bull are playing the Red Bull game. Is it going to work here in Spa-Francorchamps? What's the time for Max Verstappen as Hadjar comes into the box? It's the fastest of the weekend, a 1:44.984. Can Antonelli do anything over the line for it? Yes, he can. Mercedes do have something. It's a 1:44.840. It's 0.1 of a second faster. Russell's a 1:45.156. Lindblad's in 7th. As he comes over the line now and goes over to 4th place. But here comes the 2 Ferraris. This is Leclerc, then it's Bortoletto in the Audi. Leclerc's 2nd. He gets ahead of Verstappen. 53 thousandths off of Antonelli. Bortoletto goes 6th. Where's Hamilton? Over the line next up. Piastri goes 5th. Here comes Hamilton. Hamilton over the line. 4th fastest. But look at Lando Norris. Fastest in the 2nd sector. Is it 2 pole positions? Yes, it is!
I knew it.
Goodness me!
Wow.
I knew it when I saw his pole up. When I saw his lap trust, I was like, he's getting away with it.
Lando Norris! 1:44.801. He came into the weekend saying we've got the fourth fastest car. He's put in P1. And Owen, he's ahead of Antonelli and Leclerc. Top three by less than a tenth.
That's an unbelievable lap from Lando Norris. Without the toe, unlike Max Verstappen, that's a crazy lap time. We all thought Antonelli coming into this qualifying session was going to be the one to beat. I predicted Verstappen for pole due to the toe, but at the moment, Lando Norris and McLaren, what a lap time. He looks so much more comfortable than his teammate Oscar Piastri behind the wheel of that McLaren, and has done pretty much the entire season.
Red Bull have now got a serious game on right now. What do we do? Like, what do we do? How do we... Let's hear from George.
All of that loss, turn 14 and the run to turn 18.
Okay.
So we lost everything in between.
Pretty much.
Yeah, from 14, that's Stavolo all the way to the bus stop. So it's on the straight, basically. Right here. The run through Blanchimont. Megan.
Some swear words going on Lando's radio. It's quite funny.
This is Oscar Piastri coming into Stavolo. Gets on the power and hits that gravel, Megan. Just as you said, it's Stavolo.
I think Lando might have messed up this current lap he's on because he swore on the radio and then the engineer said, sorry, can you say that again?
Well, Owen, that tactic from Red Bull might need to go a little bit early because you were right. It's got great in principle, but Hadjar just needs to be a bit closer to him throughout the entire lap, I feel.
Yeah, I think they probably need him about 5 or 6 seconds in front of Verstappen to really maximise that toe. You don't want him too close that he impedes the lap of Verstappen, but you want him close enough that he's punching a hole in the air for Verstappen to drive into, and
red
then
flag.
down that final straight. Red flag.
Whoa, what's happened here? The red flag's come out.
Well, it can't be for Lando because he's the
in
only
the
person
pit lane.
out.
He's in the pit lane anyway. I'm looking at him.
No, he's the only person out. That's Oscar.
So we've got a red flag with 6 minutes and 6 seconds to go.
Now he's in the pit lane.
Is it for gravel?
It must be. It must be because it can't be anything else because no one else is out on track right now.
No, everyone
Lando
else...
was the only one out there and he's just come in.
Anything? Track clear.
Did someone accidentally press the red flag button?
Have we got a phantom red flag? No, it is gravel. So there's...
Oh, that's manageable. Just send a couple cats out.
They've red flagged for gravel, and there's also gravel at Fania. So there's gravel at Stavolo, and there's gravel at Fania. There it is. So they've red flagged it after the first run to clean the track up after some gravel. And that was caused by Oscar Piastri. Well, is that sensible, or should we just get on with it?
I think that is sensible, personally. I think if there's gravel on the track, it's obviously going to scrub time for other people. So I think you just clean the track a little bit, and then we can get underway with 6 minutes to go. There's enough time that people can do their final runs. So I think it was a good time to red flag it, and it does mean that we will get full push laps from all the drivers in this session.
Maybe this chair should put wheels.
You can add wheels.
So we have got, it's a red flag for gravel. Weird day.
Right. Looking into the crowd right now, I've just seen the Spanish flag.
Well, there was a lot of fans here.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of red today. A lot of Ferrari fans.
So, red flag's out. Okay, maybe we should get wheels on this chair.
We're working on something.
Is that... They're cleaning up now.
Yeah.
Oscar Piastri... Oh, it's Lando Norris's front barge board. I don't know what should clear it. Isaac Hadjar knows he's going to start at the back of the grid anyway coming into this weekend, so he's helping out his teammate as much as he can, not even setting lap times.
Yeah. He's just like, it doesn't matter if I start at the back. What they're going to do, send me to the pit... Oh, they actually might. Then again, he might actually get a better start with that.
Do you want to see the Spa-Francorchamps? I'd start from the pit lane.
Do you know what? Isaac, purposely start from the pit lane. You'll get past Stroll.
Yeah. There's actually probably a benefit to starting in the pit lane here at Spa.
I would purposely do that now.
Argentinian supporters for Franco Colapinto. Not the time for England fans.
Yep.
after what happened. Good luck though to Spain and Argentina in the World Cup final.
I'm rooting for Spain.
Congratulations, Argentina, on your World Cup.
Yeah.
Vamos, Spain.
I'm predicting 7 red cards for Spain in the first minute.
I am still surprised that...
Infantino to score 12 for Argentina.
Infamy, they've all got an infamy.
I'm still surprised that Messi didn't get anything for literally headlocking Bellingham.
I know. It's the way it goes, I'm afraid. Still, it's only football. Q3 will resume in 4 minutes' time.
Shame, it's so frustrating. Do you know there's a petition to kick Argentina out? I have seen like 3 of them so far with millions of signatures, and it makes me laugh.
Because of the banner.
Yeah. One for the banner, one for the conduct, one for the alleged, persuading things. Honestly, there's loads of them. But either way, just good luck in the final. Bernie's got news, by the way.
Sunday, you might think it was going to be a one-stop race, medium hard. He's got loads of those tyres available. But what happens if there's a last-minute safety car, a last-minute red flag, or any of these things? So the team will have done their numbers on what they think holding on to a new soft will be worth for Lando Norris, and that could be crucial come Sunday.
It's a fair point. What would you do, Bernie?
I would try and get Lando Norris to stay in the garage, but I know that drivers think very differently to engineers. But it'll all come down, what numbers they've done. What they'll have basically overnight last night looked at what a new versus used soft will do to his expected finishing position at the end of Sunday should he need it. So they'll have all that ready to go, and it's just risk v reward. Sometimes it is about keeping your driver happy as well, but that's what they'll be trying to play with. They'll be trying to say, should we stay in the garage? But obviously then there's a chance you pop down another place or two. But what they're looking at is the places that you're playing with. Let's say he loses another position to Lawson or Gasly. He should be easily able to overtake them on Sunday. So although they are losses of grid position, they're not expected losses in finishing position.
Exactly. It's a lot of debate over 21 kilometres.
Yeah, it's sort of, is it a bird in the hand with an extra grid slot or 2, or do you want the performance tomorrow? Will you even get on the soft tyres tomorrow? Certainly if there's a later safety car, you unquestionably would. But it's a chicken and egg, that one, isn't it?
It is a bit. Once again, as it stands at the moment, we do have an instance of a driver who is fastest in Q3 not starting from pole in the race tomorrow, and 3 of the last 5 occasions have all taken place here in Belgium. It's 4 out of 6 as it stands currently. In Qatar in 2024, Max Verstappen for dangerous driving, fastest in Q3, didn't get pole. Then there were the power unit and gearbox penalties in 24 and 23 here. Kevin Magnussen, the sprint race format in 2022, he officially got pole that weekend and didn't start the Grand Prix on pole because we had a sprint race which decided the order for the grid for the Grand Prix, and then Verstappen here in 22 as well.
I like Bernie's concept of keeping the driver happy. That's quite novel, I think. I don't remember much of that in my career. It's the new caring, sharing, loving world, isn't it?
You've taught me that, Martin, in the last few years that we've been working together.
Oh, come on. You work with some benevolent, kind-hearted, wonderful, charitable human beings over the years.
I did.
And then some team bosses as well.
And then I got into Formula 1.
Yeah, exactly.
He was a used car dealer before he got into racing.
I had forgotten about the grid penalty.
So did I, actually, yeah.
So
10 places for Lando Norris, of course.
McLaren, can you please do a
lot
lot for Oscar as well right now, because he needs it.
Green light, we're back underway. I can't wait if he qualifies. I get to tell Nina, Lando's on pole. Next message. Bernie's got the 10 place grid penalty.
So it's Kimi.
Yes. Unless Leclerc can get him.
I hope Leclerc can.
Yeah, and I forgot about Lando's grid penalty. Again, why is this happening? Max had it so many years as well with the passes and qualifying and how many leads. It's as Crofty said,
curse of a previous champion.
3 of the last 5 years, and 4 out of 6 here. Go on, what do you say?
Yeah, it's a really, really weird one. Certainly, not really one clear answer for it. It's a bit like the Bahrain curse, if you remember that, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of them weird coincidences of Formula 1 that we occasionally see.
I'm worried here. I don't think they're going to go out. Do you remember a couple of years ago we had that thing where they didn't go out again and they all missed the flag?
Yes.
Happened in Monza, happened here at Spa as well. I've got that feeling again.
I think it happened again this year as well.
Well, let's have a look. So it will be Antonelli from Leclerc, front row, and then it's Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell,
great.
Piastri, Lindblad, Bortoleto. Bortoleto is going to be 7th on the grid.
Let's hope Bortoleto can get even higher. It would be nice if somehow he started
Norris
like
would start
in the first
11th.
two. Yeah.
Here they
No,
come.
he'll start. Wait, yes, he will.
Plus 10.
Because Hadjar moving down doesn't count for him.
Nope. Oh, it would.
No, it wouldn't. He just had to go 10 down from where he was.
Oh, I never know how that works out.
Yeah, it's confusing. You think, oh, it might be over, and then you're thinking, oh, maybe not. But I tell you what, this means great news for both Lawson and Gasly. They're technically starting in the top 10.
Okay, one interpretation of the rules would be that Norris starts 11th. Another would be that he starts 10th because of Hadjar being dropped down. But I can't remember.
Depends who goes first down.
It was first out the pit lane, wasn't it? In the last run. So who's out first? Hadjar.
So maybe?
So Norris might...
There's a chance he might start 10th.
There's a chance. It depends on what they do. There's a chance he might start
Depends on
it.
the new rules. We haven't clarified with the new regulations what that's like.
Yeah. So I would argue that he'd start 11th still. But he might start 10th.
It's a confusing thing.
Because Hadjar's mucked it up.
It's like a riddle.
If Hadjar goes into 9th, or anywhere near that, actually sets a lap time, then it sorts itself out.
It'd be more confusing if Hadjar went top.
Don't. Oh, my brain. I hate penalties. I don't see why it should be a factor. I really don't. If you change anything, it should be it should be a pit lane start, in my opinion.
I agree. Do you know what penalty I hate the most?
What? Tell you what.
For power unit change.
If you've got a grid penalty that you know you're going to start at the back of the grid for, you shouldn't be allowed to take part in qualifying. I've said that for years.
I agree because you're already there.
To cause trouble.
Your place has already been set in stone.
Yeah. You are at the back of the grid, so you should not be allowed to take part in qualifying.
But that should only apply if no one else on the grid has a back of the grid penalty, because then you still need qualifying.
No, because even
to
then you can just you can use practice 3 times.
Oh, true.
It does. It shouldn't. If you've got a back of the grid penalty, you should not be allowed to take part in qualifying and spoil everybody else's results.
And it's just an extra hour of practice for them at that point.
Effectively, yeah. Anyway, this is the last runs we're going to have in qualifying. Max Verstappen's missed the apex by an absolute country mile at turn 1 as he heads down through towards Eau Rouge.
I don't think he was paying attention to the road.
Just completely missed the apex. He's hit Eau Rouge right up to Radion. Oh, the car looks nailed down there. And actually now, Owen, Hadjar's just come into Le Com and Verstappen's within 5 seconds.
I said he roughly needs to be about 5-6 seconds behind Hadjar to get the nice amount of a little bit of a tow, and then he'll back off probably for the final straight to give him that tow, I reckon.
Yep, and it looks like that's exactly what's happening. First sector for Verstappen is a 30.443. George Russell's done a 30.136. It looks like Russell might be coming back in, Owen, for pole position here.
Yeah, Russell finding some pace at the last, potentially. He struggled this weekend in comparison to George Russell, as actually someone takes that first sector away from him. We'll have to wait and see who that was.
It's Arvid Lindblad!
Wow.
30.130!
Okay, going to Arvid.
Here goes Hadjar.
Yep, Hadjar's giving him the tow, and Max is 79 thousandths off, but he's a 46.050 as Hadjar's going to get out of the way shortly. He's giving the tow perfectly to Max Verstappen through Blanchimont. He gets out of the way, coming in towards the bus stop. Has that been enough for Max Verstappen to take pole position with the assistance of his teammate? It's over the line now for the Belgium Grand Prix. Is Max on pole again? Over the line? Yes, he is! A 1:44.16. 1:44.678. Antonelli 1:44.361. He's 3/10 faster. Beat that, the Red Bulls. What about Russell as he comes through over the line? Is he still got something? Remember, he was fast in sector 2. No, he's 4th. He dropped half a second in that last sector. 2 Ferraris up next. Watch out now for Charles Leclerc over the line. He stays P5. Checkered flags out. Lewis Hamilton takes that flag and goes up 5th. Look at Arvid Lindblad. Is this going to be a pole position for him or at least a front row start? He's dropped down 7/10. He goes...
Sector 2.
Yeah, he goes 7th fastest, but that is a stunning time for Marvin Lindblad. Piastri over the line next. He goes 7th. What about Lando Norris? He's down in the 2nd sector, and I don't think he's going to improve all that much either. He's into the last corner and he's backed off. It's Antonelli on pole position for the Belgium Grand Prix.
He's like, didn't even try.
No, Hadjar's backed up again, so's Lando. Owen, 3/10. Mercedes really did have it in them today.
Yeah, unbelievable time from Antonelli. I think that they just had Antonelli specifically had something very, very special in his locker today.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
From him.
That was nice birthday present for your old man.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dad.
Well done, mate. Yeah, really tidy lap there.
6th pole for Antonelli. 7th pole, sorry, I should say. Coming into it. Pictures are back on now. Sorry they disappeared. When did they disappear?
About a minute and a half ago.
Oh,
so not long
sorry.
ago.
Sorry. Here's Lando. This is the mistake at Fania. Oh, it snapped and he got on the gravel. That was looking to end up like Gasly and... Yeah.
Almost happened a 3rd time.
We've seen that before, haven't we?
Yeah.
And this is Charles Leclerc coming into... Is this live or is this a replay?
I can check for you if you want.
No, it's live. It's live.
Yes, it is.
Oh, race happened.
That was 12.5. Hold up.
Yeah, mate, that's PT. You can thank Isaac for that. It's a couple of...
Yeah, you can
no
thank
words.
Yeah, well, he's still 3/10 away, and it worries me, Owen, to see how far Red Bull could actually be behind. Because if it wasn't for Hadjar giving Verstappen the toe, he wouldn't have been up there. So there's a real risk now, isn't there, of exactly where Red Bull's true race pace is.
Yeah, well, I think historically this season Red Bull have been stronger in races than they have in qualifying. Like, for instance, in Canada, in Austria, they've been stronger in race sessions than they were in qualifying. So we'll have to wait and see where they lie in the race. We've not really had any data from practice to tell us where the race running will be, but I think Red Bull will be a little stronger in the race at least. I think Verstappen will finish on the podium.
Absolutely agree with you there. Megs, your thoughts?
I think Red Bull's race pace is about 2 years ago. I think it'll be an interesting fight tomorrow, to be honest.
Is Max going to get his first win in all season? 9 events he's got winless.
I mean, I hope so, but I don't think so.
We'll see. We'll see. 6th pole position.
7th. I could have sworn.
1 last year, 6th of the season, 7th in total. Yeah. That's 6 poles this year.
Wait, no,
poles.
No, it wasn't a pole last year, was it?
Yeah.
No.
It was a sprint pole.
Yeah, but they're not going to count that.
No, I thought, okay, there it is. That was back in thingy.
Because this year...
They're in a different tally, sprint poles.
It's so weird how to manage it all up. Well, thanks, Max. See you tomorrow for the action. Owen, I'll grab your last thoughts as well before we hand down Sky. What did you make of that one?
Yeah, very, very interesting one. Red Bull playing the team games to get Verstappen into 2nd place. But once again, Kimi Antonelli, championship leader, absolutely unbreakable today. What a lap from him. What
a lap indeed. Thank you, Owen. Feel free to head out and get yourself a little bit of a break. I'll see you tomorrow. Right now, let's head down to Sky Sports F1 as we'll hear from the top 3.
I was a little bit flighty through Blanchimont. tucked up the gearbox of his teammate. I'd love to see. I'm sure we'll get that on board. That looked incredibly close, didn't it?
It certainly did. Like, when are you going to move? When are you going to pull aside? When are you going to overtake? It's got to come soon. It's got to come soon. He left it right to the last moment. Put absolute faith and trust in his teammate, and his teammate's driving there did Max Verstappen.
But a good example of how it can so easily go wrong quickly when you try to do that.
That is for sure. Ferrari might be a bit disappointed, although Charles Leclerc out-qualifying his teammate by 2/1000ths of a second. A bit disappointed to be down in 5th and 6th in the results here. A little bit off the pace, but they'll obviously move up a couple of places. And yeah, well done to Arvid Lindblad. It'll be P7 on the grid for him, his highest start in Formula One. Naomi has the microphone and interviewing our top 3 after qualifying, so let's head down to Parc Fermé.
Congratulations, Kimi Antonelli, another pole position for you this season. How does it feel? You're standing next to 2 half Belgians. Does it feel good to steal the glory from them here?
Are you half Belgian? What?
Both of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's great to be on pole. It was not a very straightforward session. The track changed a lot, but yeah, we were able to improve lap by lap and yeah, to bring home pole, which was nice. But of course, tomorrow is another day. Obviously, I have Max starting next to me, so it's going to be important to get a good start and then try to get, be ahead into turn 5.
You mentioned early on in the session that the balance wasn't quite right, but you were able to change that quite quickly. How proud of you of your lap? And I mean, you've been looking in a league of your own.
Yeah, I mean, the last lap was good. I improved a lot in Sector 2 especially. So, yeah, it was a nice lap. Of course, there was still a little bit there and there, but it was a very clean. So, very happy with that.
Fantastic. Well, coming over to you, Max, you've been looking like you're in it with a fighting chance all weekend long so far. At the end of that session, it looked like maybe the toe cost you rather than gave you an advantage. How did you view it from your points?
No. I mean, it was definitely helping me. Otherwise, I would not be standing here. Otherwise, I think you're like P6 or something. So, yeah, I think Isak today, knowing that, of course, he had to start at the back of the grid, he did a really good job giving me a toe in the final sector. And that's why we're standing right here. So, for sure, tomorrow, I think I'll be looking in my mirrors with the people around me. But at least today, I think we had a really good result. I think the car, honestly, has been quite decent the whole weekend. Of course, not on the level maybe as what Kimi was doing, but yeah, we're happy, of course, to be on the front row with how we executed it as a team.
The long runs, though, did look quite positive on Friday afternoon. So with that, do you think in front of your, I guess what we can call a home crowd, what can you do for them tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough around here with the tires in the long run, but yeah, I will just do my best and see if we can hang in there or not.
Lando, coming over to you. Positive weekend for you as well. You were best of the rest yesterday, best of the rest this morning. Unfortunately, you're taking a 10-place grid penalty here. Is it the wrong weekend to be doing that now that you feel the performance is back?
I mean, we've not really changed anything. We're just a bit quicker on this track. But, I mean, nice to be standing here. Just not nice knowing I have to go 10 places back tomorrow. So, unfortunate that this isn't where we're genuinely starting tomorrow, because it would be nice to have a little fight with these guys. But we made the most of it. It was still a very good qualifying, a very good lap for me. So honestly, I've been pretty happy all weekend. It's a little bit of a home race, like you said, for me. So it's always a little boost here, and I performed well all weekend so far. So hopefully we can still have a good race tomorrow, and we can have some fun.
So what do you think is going to be possible? Will you be fighting through the grid tomorrow?
I mean, that's certainly the plan, yeah. I don't know how far up we'll get, but the car's obviously performing well and good enough for P3 today. So we'll see. I think there's plenty of opportunity. It's a long race. Hopefully it's good for overtaking, and yeah, we can put on a bit of a show for everyone.
Fantastic. Well, Kimi, just one more for you. You have an 80% conversion rate from pole position. What can you do tomorrow to higher those stats?
Yeah, a good start, and yeah, try to have a good pace. Of course, degradation is going to be very big, but we'll try our best in order to maximize the performance. But yeah, it's going to be fun tomorrow, and of course, thanks everyone coming this weekend. It's been amazing seeing you all.
Congratulations. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, well done.
What a wonderful, wonderful race we've got lined up for you tomorrow here. Please join us on JB Motorsports for the action. Coming up, we've got the truck race this afternoon as well, followed by all of the action from the Cups. Right now, though, here's how they finished. Antonelli on top for Verstappen second, Norris third, Russell fourth, Leclerc fifth, Hamilton is sixth. Just 2 thousandths between the two Ferraris there, wow. Piastri in 7th, Lindblad 8th, Portslater 9th, Hadjar in 10th, Lawson is 11th, Gasly 12th, Colapinto 13th, Hulkenberg 14th, Sainz 15th, Behrman 16th, Albon 17th, then it's Ocon 18th, Bottas 19th, Perez in 20th, then 21st for Alonso, 22nd for Lance Stroll. Barry Boltus, the Moto 3 and Moto 2 rider, presenting the trophy to Kimi Antonelli. Thanks for your company here today, though, folks. We'll see you tomorrow for all the action for the Grand Prix